Nobody knows your commute better than Trooper Steve. Only on News 6 Mornings. Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood now at 5 p.m.
Right now at 5, a family fight leads to 2 people being shot in Orlando. This is News 6 at 5. I'm Lisa Bell.
Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Matt Austin. We first told you about this shooting on News 6 at 4. Orlando police responded around 11:30 this morning to a home on Fitzgerald Drive. News 6's Catherine Silver is live near the scene for us tonight. Catherine?
A well-known pastor in this community tells me that his sister is one of the victims. The other is a neighbor who was helping them at their mother's house after she passed away recently. They say they were all outside in the yard when the suspect opened fire, what police say is the result of a fight between family members. And we will keep asking Orlando police for updates on their investigation. I did speak with one other woman here who tells me that she's related to the man who was shot. She says her nephew was grazed by a bullet and he should be okay. I'm live in Orlando. Catherine Silver, getting results, News 6.
Catherine, thank you. A traffic alert during the evening commute. State Road 417 is shut down in both directions due to law enforcement activity. You are looking at live pictures of the backups near Lake Nona. The toll road is closed in both directions near Moss Park Road, east of Narcoossee. Moss Park Road is also closed around the highway. Drivers are asked to avoid the area if you can.
Right now, the state fire marshal's trying to piece together what sparked a fire at the historic Flagler County Playhouse. We first told you about this on the morning news. The theater is located on Moody Boulevard, just east of US 1 in Bunnell. Now, a passerby called 911 around 10 last night. The fire was already shooting through the roof as crews arrived. It took about 6 hours to get this thing out. The building has been a landmark in Bunnell for decades. It was the First Baptist Church, and then it was bought by the Playhouse in 2006. The theater group was holding rehearsals there as late as yesterday, preparing for the premiere of a brand new play this Friday.
They've been doing plays here a lot, and it's one of the pieces of culture that we've lost here in Bunnell.
Questions remain about what the theater group will do next. No one was hurt. We're told at this point there's no indication that fire is suspicious.
New tonight, it will soon be much easier to get around Central Florida while riding a Lynx bus.
So construction is now underway at a brand new Lynx transfer station in Orlando's Pine Hills community. The new bus facility is being built near the intersection of Silver Star Road and Pine Hills Road along Belco Drive. News 6 investigator Mike DeForest was there for today's groundbreaking. Mike, that new Lynx facility is going to help a lot of people.
Folks are looking forward to it. People who board a Lynx bus here in Pine Hills often have to travel miles out of their way to downtown Orlando to catch a connecting bus, and that can potentially add hours to their weekly commute, something this new transfer facility here aims to alleviate.
Playoff fever is about to rise up tonight at Exploria Stadium. Orlando City setting their eyes on the Major League Soccer Cup. Game 1 of the playoffs kicks off tonight against Nashville.
Thousands of fans are expected to pack the stadium. News 6's Brian Didlake is live near the stadium tonight. And Brian, fans are setting up for tailgating right now.
That's correct, Elisa. Matt, this is the best season in Orlando City history, and you can tell by the excitement out here as people are starting to slowly trickle in. Now, kickoff is at 7 o'clock tonight here at Exploria Stadium. Ryan Welch will have more in sports starting tonight at 6. But for now, we're live here in Orlando, downtown. Brian Didlake getting results, News 6.
Should be exciting, Brian. Thank you. Well, as people try to make ends meet using their credit cards more and more.
Yeah, but their credit scores are not hurting. What one report is telling us is inflation remains high. Plus, one of NASA's newest telescopes is giving us a look at a famous supernova. What these new images are showing us about this exploding star. Tom.
Crazy. Take a look at downtown Orlando. The Light Orlando camera, all is good. Sky's fairly blue. I'll be back to pinpoint when clouds take over. There will be fog, and there's going to be a lot of wind. Unfortunately, that wind that brings the colder air doesn't really save your Halloween from being hot. I'll pinpoint it all in minutes.
But first, she put her house in an online marketplace popular for vacation rentals. Now her home is destroyed, from her doors to her kitchen cabinets. We speak with one woman who says the young people who used her house to throw a party misled her. You're watching News 6 at 5, getting results for you on this Monday. We'll be right back.
Sponsored by Launch Credit Union. Go beyond.
You need to know more than if it's going to rain every day. You need to know if the roads are safe. Will you be able to pick up the kids? Can you make it to work or even finish your shift? When weather impacts us like that, we call it inconvenient weather. It inconveniences our everyday lives, our safety, our routines. That is why we're dedicated to accurately pinpointing inconvenient weather so you know how it will impact you and your family, right down to the minute, helping you navigate your day. That's how we get results for you.
I'm News 6 meteorologist Candace Campos. It's going to be a second try for SpaceX to send up one of their rockets later on tonight. So let's pinpoint what you can expect for rocket watches out there along the Space Coast. As of now, just like yesterday, weather is still looking good at 95%. Temperatures along the coast will be about 80 degrees. We do have a nice breeze in place. As of now, all things look like they should be good to go. Now, Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells will be pinpointing more what you can expect as we head into your Halloween and the rest of the week coming up in just a few minutes.
Live with Matt Austin, Lisa Bell, and weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells. You're watching WKMG, getting results at 5 p.m.
NASA's James Webb Space Telescope looking at the Crab Nebula pretty closely, giving us a cool shot here. It's a supernova remnant located 6,500 light years away, that Crab Nebula, first recorded by 11th century astronomers. The Hubble telescope captured its own images of the supernova back in 2005. Now, Webb's images are showing the exploded star in a new way. The image shows a crisp, sort of cage-like structure of fluffy, gaseous filaments in red and orange colors. Emissions from dust grains, which are seen in yellow, white, and green, is mapped out by the Webb for the very first time. Definitely a better look than we had in 2005. It's moving now to every rental host's worst fear. Those guests damaging your property.
For one homeowner in Port St. John, she says the young people who used her house to throw a big Halloween party misled her. She shares that unfortunate experience with News 6's James Barbero, all new at 5. That is just terrible when you see that video. Yeah,
that's right. All right, let's check in with our Chief Meteorologist, Tom Sorrells. Everybody's looking ahead to Halloween. Do I wear the Wookiee costume or can I show off a little leg? What do you think, Tom?
I'm not sure you should ever show off a little leg. And I'd love to see in a Wookiee costume.
All right, sounds good.
Lisa, do the Wookiee.
I feel like he could do both. If he shows off a little leg, he'd look like a Wookiee, right?
You guys fight it out.
That's not fair.
I'm going to do the weather. Clear as can be right now in Central Florida, and probably clear as can be for most of tomorrow. We have some fog setting up overnight tonight, but I don't think that's going to be part of your Halloween. Daytime high today was hot. We had a high of 87. Now, we didn't get the record. Records on dates this time of year in the 90s for the most part. The record on the date today is 94. So no, we did not get a record, and we won't get a record again tomorrow. But that 87 that we hit today, we're going right back up there again tomorrow for Halloween. Right now in Orlando, we've tumbled from 87 to 85. So we are down a little. The only saving grace is that it is October. Relative humidity is only 51%. Daytona Beach this go around, we're at 80, still warm there. And there's the live shot from Mount Dora. City of Mount Dora looking beautiful, 81 degrees at this hour. Overnight lows tonight in the 60s all over. In Orlando, 64. Here is tomorrow.
Your forecast brought to you by Napleton Chrysler Jeep Dodge.
It's going to be a hot Halloween. The daytime high up in the upper 80s by 4 p.m. 83. Come look at the week ahead. Here are the big changes I'm talking about. Tomorrow, 88, but Wednesday, windy as the cold front comes through. The high on Wednesday is 74. The high on Thursday is 77. And look at that low Thursday night into Friday morning. Brrr. 56. Isn't that nice?
Hey, now we're talking.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you. All right, you can pinpoint the weather where you live with our free Pinpoint Weather app. Just search WKMG in your app store. All right, still to come tonight, a new report shedding some light on a previous holiday headache.
A holiday meltdown last December. You remember that? It left millions of travelers stranded. Coming up, the federal report detailing the failures and the recommendations for a major fine.
And ahead at 6.
A man accused of threatening to kill the Volusia County Sheriff enters a plea today. I'm Molly Reed. Coming up on News 6 at 6, we'll have the latest developments in this case and the sheriff's reaction to the potential punishment.
We're getting results for you on News 6. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Daytona Toyota and DeLand Kia. Get Click-O on the go. Top stories in less than 60 seconds. Follow us at News 6 WKMG on Snapchat and Instagram. Get the latest news, weather, and more from the News 6 Plus streaming app. Download the News 6 Plus app from the Android TV App Store today. The weather can change in an instant, and the News 6 Pinpoint Weather Team is there, letting you know where the biggest threats are popping up, pinpointing how long they could put your family at risk. News 6 Pinpoint Weather.
Want News 6 straight to your inbox? Sign up for your favorite newsletter at clickorlando.com/newsletter. Sign up for In the Loop Theme Park Scoops, Setting the Stage, and Florida Foodie, just to name a few. Sponsored by the Florida Lottery.
Get caught up on all the new attractions, festivals, and celebrations with our In the Loop Theme Park Scoops newsletter. We share the biggest stories on our attractions in one newsletter for you. Sign up today at clickorlando.com/newsletters.
A new government report is taking a look at the response nearly a year after issues left thousands of Southwest Airlines passengers stranded. During the holidays last year, nearly 17,000 flights were canceled. The U.S. Department of Transportation said Southwest failed to provide adequate customer service assistance, prompt flight status notifications, and proper and prompt refunds. The department said as a result, a civil penalty is warranted. The issues cost the airline $1.1 billion in lost sales and extra costs related to refunds. In a regulatory filing, the company said it cannot estimate the cost of a fine and damages from lawsuits stemming from the incident.
As inflation prices hit people's bottom line, a new report shows people's credit ratings are also on the rise. Financial data company FICO put out this report this morning. It looks at credit ratings every 6 months, and it showed the average credit rating is now sitting around 718. That's up from 716 in April. The average credit card utilization, which is the ratio between debt and total credit, was up 34%. That's up from 31 just a year earlier. An average score of 718 by FICO measurements means most lenders will consider your credit worthiness good, and they're more likely to extend lower rates to you. Well, for the first time ever, the NBA has unveiled some new looks for its upcoming in-season tournament. It all begins November 3rd. The designs feature some vibrant colors and NBA Cup alongside the team logos. This all marks the first time ever that teams like the Lakers, Bulls, and Celtics will play on an alternate court in their franchise history. The Magic's new court will be shown off when the team takes on the Raptors on November 21st.
The roar of engines zipped by Walt Disney World this morning as part of National Veterans and Military Families Month. The U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds passed over the Magic Kingdom and Epcot. Crowds captured the moment. The jets flew by. The Thunderbirds were just at the Orlando Air Show, which took place this past weekend at the Orlando Sanford International Airport. Now, this was the first time ever that the fleet flew over 2 Disney parks in one morning.
That is a perfect shot right there with them going over the Magic Kingdom. Well, with a couple of days left of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we're looking at how younger people in particular are impacted by the disease.
At the same time, how one business owner is supporting those who have already won their battle.
And later, we're checking in on how 3 boomtown developments are coming along. We'll talk about that after the break.
I want to thank you very much for taking the time to speak with me about this and to getting this resolved for all of us.
Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results now at 5:30 p.m.
Now at 5:30, a bus driver being called a hero as police search for a hit-and-run suspect. First, though, some breaking news out of Millenia. Orlando police tell us they found a victim who had been shot at the Villages on Millenia apartment building just south of the mall at Millenia, and they were taken to the hospital in critical condition.
Yeah, police say their investigation is ongoing, and if you have any information to call 911. We do have a crew on the way to that scene, and we'll bring you any updates as soon as we learn more.
Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Lisa Bell. You're watching News 6 at 5:30. It has been 1 week since a seemingly random decision by a school bus driver led to the discovery of a woman in her greatest time of need. The bus driver coming across a hit-and-run victim in Lake County, right at the corner of West Lakeview Avenue and Morin Street when she was just minutes away from the bus garage.
News 6's Emily McLeod speaks to the bus driver tonight on how she reacted as that search for a suspect continues. More than 2 years after being accused of shooting her husband, a Castleberry woman's murder trial is getting underway. News 6's Ezzy Castro was in the courtroom as jury selection began. She brings us up to date on the case. We're working to get some more information now on what led to a local band director's resignation. Seminole County Public Schools says Bradley Wharton, Lake Brantley High School's now former band director, resigned. Wharton was placed on paid administrative leave on September 25th, but it's not clear why. As soon as we learn some more, we'll pass it along to you. We're continuing to follow breaking news out of Millenia. Orlando police tell us they found a victim who had been shot at the Villages on Millenia apartment building just south of the mall at Millenia. They were taken to the hospital in critical condition. You're looking live now at that scene. The investigation is ongoing. If you have any information, call 911.
To the Middle East tonight, Israel says they launched expanding ground operations into Gaza over the weekend. Israel's military says it killed dozens of Hamas fighters overnight, including 4 prominent Hamas operatives. More than 200 hostages remain captive. Hamas releasing a video today showing 3 of them, Israeli women, calling for a ceasefire. It is not known if they were told what to say. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says a ceasefire is not on the table and continues his vow to destroy Hamas. The fighting continues to impact civilians in Gaza, where the Hamas-run health ministry says the death toll has topped 8,300, including more than 3,000 children. But many Israelis say they feel sorry for the civilians, but no, there's no other option. Well, we've been reporting how Central Florida is booming, and with all of those new people comes a lot of new construction.
That's right. Tonight, we're getting an update on where some of those projects stand. Tom.
Take a look at Mount Dora right now. It's beautiful downtown. The flags are out there, but not whipping in much wind. Temperature reading at news time is 81. Wind is to the northeast at 11. I'll be right back to pinpoint how hot we're going to be tomorrow for Halloween, and then we'll check out the cold front that takes all that heat away.
You're watching News 6 at 5:30. Getting results. We will be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by the Flooring Center.
At News 6, you can see the commitment to breaking news. This entire team is mobilized in the newsroom and in the streets. We don't stop until everything you need to know has been uncovered. Our choppers in the sky, reporters are on the streets, and news teams are where they need to be. We're taking you places no one else can go, so you can really see what's happening. We do this for you. Breaking news on News 6.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Mr. Sparky. Live with Matt Austin, Lisa Bell, and weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells. You're watching WKMG, getting results now at 5:30 p.m.
Each week on News 6 at 5:30, we bring you stories of our growing population in a series called Boomtown.
Yes, some of those stories are fluid and require us to follow up. So all new at 5:30, anchor Justin Warmoth joins us now with some updates on some of the stories you've been covering, Justin.
That's right, Lisa. The first update involves the Heritage Park project in Sanford. Nearly 7 years after the city approved the plans to bring shops, restaurants, and housing to the downtown area, construction still hasn't started. Sanford's mayor said the developer has had trouble financing the project. A few weeks ago, we told you about the developer's new plans to secure the necessary funding in the form of a bond by turning 20% of the units into affordable housing. The city did discuss those updated plans during a commission meeting last week, and I'm told they will revisit the idea at the next meeting, and that's happening on November 13th. Now, 2 big developments on updates on the redevelopment plans in Dr. Phillips. We'll start with the idea to turn part of the busy marketplace at Dr. Phillips Plaza into market rate apartments. Initially, the developer with this one, Kimco Realty, was looking to replace a number of shops in the plaza with up to 850 apartment units. That plan got pushed back from a lot in the community after meeting with more than a dozen HOA presidents in Dr. Phillips. I'm told the developer is now reducing the number of units from 850 to 270. Now, in that same plaza along Restaurant Row, Unicorp altered its plan to redevelop the Valley Bank building into new restaurants and a parking garage. That's the original rendering. more like a modern look with a 3-story parking garage. And here's an updated rendering, more of an Italian aesthetic, now with a 2-story parking garage. I'm told Unicorp made these changes after a community meeting last month where residents expressed their concerns about this idea. And now finally to an update on a huge affordable housing development that's about to be built on Universal property near Epic Universe. Sky 6 was over the property this afternoon. Here's a look at that, where crews appear to be setting up for this week's groundbreaking ceremony. The 20-acre development is called Catchlight Crossings. It includes 1,000 units, 600 of which will be affordable, tuition-free preschool, medical offices, a transportation center, a grocery store, and so much more. I spoke with Ryan Von Weller with Wendover Housing Partners, the developer behind Catchlight Crossings. He said this project is significant for a few reasons. One, Orange County has a critical shortage of affordable housing units, one of the worst situations in the country. And two, when Epic Universe does open, an estimated 100,000 people will be coming into the iDrive corridor on a daily basis, most of whom are hourly employees with extremely long commutes.
Our public transportation system, which is primarily Lynx, has some really great data. And this corridor has some of the longest ridership times in the entire system. So you see the average person coming into the corridor for work is anywhere from 1.5 hours to 2 hours with multiple buses coming in. And that is a direct result of affordability in the corridor. So if you can't find a place to live for under $2,500 a month, then you're an hourly employee at a theme park or an attraction. It just doesn't work.
Now, Von Weller did confirm to me the groundbreaking ceremony will be this Wednesday at 10 a.m. I'll be out there for that. I'll have updates throughout the day on Wednesday. And one more thing to note about that development, specifically the housing portion, even though it'll be located on Universal property, it's not just for Universal employees. If you qualify, you are eligible. And anytime an affordable housing development does open here in Central Florida, specifically Orange County, the wait list becomes super long. So they're expecting that once again, especially in this corridor that needs something like this.
Absolutely.
And it's even for everybody? Like, are they going to show preference for theme park employees, or it's going to be open to just everybody
if
equally?
if you're eligible, you can get in there and try to see if you can qualify. The thing is, that's something I think will have to be discussed. And hopefully we learn some more information about how that process looks. We are going to talk to Universal executives at this groundbreaking ceremony. So it's unprecedented, and it's something that Disney also has something in the works like this as well, because they know that this is a hospitality industry here in Orange County, and there's not enough affordable housing for those people.
It just makes so much sense if you can have a great place for your employees to live and not have to deal with the transportation issues that so many people are facing.
Too many people sleeping in their cars, theme park workers, that's for sure. All right, Justin Warman, thank you very much. Keep us posted. All right, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells. He has a look at that weather, but he's wondering how Halloween's going to look. And it's going to be a warm one, huh, Tommy?
A burner is what I said on the radio. It's going to be a burner tomorrow, like 88 degrees. On Halloween, a little too warm. Here's live weather radar right now. We're dry. We're going to stay that way for a few more days. Rain chances don't really kick in until the weekend. How did we turn out today? Just like that. We went all the way to 87, way above normal, not in record territory. We didn't get close to that record of 94, but we were way too hot, way above normal. Currently in Orlando, the temperature reading is 85. Sun is setting low, getting ready to drop on out, but man, it's still super warm. Here's Daytona Beach at news time. Temperature reading is 80. Wind from the east-northeast at 9. A couple of big stories for tonight. Tropical satellite is here right now, but you go farther down to the south and in this zone right here, in this area, that's where the Hurricane Center has circled it up and given it about a 60% chance of developing in the next week. Other big story, the outbreak of the colder air that's coming to see you. It's not going to be super cold like this Arctic stuff up north, but the cold front's on the way. Here's that 7-day tropical development graphic, and here's the cold front on the way. Rain showers from Middle Tennessee all the way to Louisiana. Cold front into here, from Atlanta all the way to Mobile. Eventually, it gets here, just not in time to prevent the chocolate from melting so much tomorrow night. Come look, this is the way it goes. Tonight, onshore flow continues, then through tomorrow, frontal zone comes on through on Wednesday. Overnight lows tonight are in the 60s. Here in Orlando, 64, partly cloudy, patchy to dense fog late. Here's tomorrow.
Your forecast is sponsored by Publix.
By noon tomorrow, we're back to 79. The daytime high close to 88, pushing 90. By 4 p.m., 83, and then still about 80 as the sun is setting low. Here's the week ahead. High tomorrow, 88. It's Halloween, then windy on Wednesday, trending colder. 74 is the high on Wednesday. Overnight low Wednesday night into Thursday is going to be about 56 degrees. It's going to be chilly, chilly, chilly. Rain chances come back to us on Saturday.
All right, Tom, thank you. Still to come after the break, the history being made on fields, rinks, and courts tonight.
And ahead at 6, a woman with a short-term rental says 2 people lied to her when booking her house. They mentioned a hospital visit as their reason for their stay, but instead threw a big Halloween party and damaged her property. Coming up, her warning for other rental hosts. You're watching News 6 at 5:30. Getting results. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Freedom Health Medicare Advantage Plans. Get the latest news, weather, and more from the News 6 Plus streaming app. Visit the Apple TV App Store to download the News 6 Plus app today.
Get ready for an unforgettable tribute to our heroes at the City of Orlando's Veterans Day Parade and Celebration.
Watch the parade live on News 6 Plus or celebrate with us in downtown Orlando on November 11th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. For details, visit clickorlando.com.
Don't miss your favorite News 6 podcast, Florida 4th Estate, Riff on This, Florida Foodie, and Real Talk Wheel Solutions. Listen when you want on clickorlando.com or download News 6 Plus to your smart TV to start listening now. Sponsored by Lexus of Orlando.
All right, you still have some time to get any last-minute items for your Halloween. We're talking if you need something for your costume, or perhaps you need to stock back up on your candy if you've already eaten everything you've purchased.
I've cut into the supply
right?
a little bit. It comes as researchers say Americans are really opening their wallets this year. The National Retail Federation says spending on the holiday will top $12 billion this year. That's a new record. Individual shoppers are expected to shell out on average $108 each. Also a record. Now, today also a big day for sports fans, not just in Central Florida, but around the country.
So no matter what you are a fan of, there should be something for you tonight. That's because today is the only sports equinox of the entire year. We have 1 NFL and MLB game each, on top of 9 NHL and 11 NBA games. This is just the 30th time ever all 4 major U.S. sports have had at least 1 game all on the same day. And if that wasn't enough, there's also a big MLS game tonight. Orlando City Soccer.
Right.
It's having their best season ever.
Should have taken the day off. All right, next at 6, what we can expect from the team's playoff game tonight, and the fans in downtown Orlando coming to see it all. Plus, a fight between family members sends 2 people to the hospital. What we're learning about the victims and the suspected shooter next.